So I grew up in northern Maine, in a small town, and we didn't have a lot of use for police and things like that. And so if someone stole something, well, you just went to their house and took it back. You know who did it. A couple of years ago, my wife came back from walking the dog, and she had lost her phone. So she went to look for it, and then I went to look for it on the bicycle, calling the number. I couldn't find it. I came home, and we called the police to see if anybody had picked it up and turned it in. No one had. So we thought, oh yeah, technology. We pulled up the laptop, find the phone. It was on the move towards Hadley. So we watched the phone go to Hadley and park in a parking lot, and then I called the Hadley Police, and I was like, hey, guys, my phone is stolen, and it's in a parking lot in Hadley. Could you help us out, you know? And they said no. They were like, it's just a phone. We're not going to do anything. And I was like, what do you mean it's just a phone? It's $1,000 freaking dollars. No, they're not going to do anything. It's not worth their time and effort. So I said to them, okay, if you're not going to do anything, I'm going to go take my phone, and you might get a call about something else. Click. Put the fear of God in them. Then I went to Hadley to get my phone. It was in a small mall, not the big malls, but a small strip mall, and I pulled in there. There was a hairdresser and a dentist and the eyeglass store, and I looked around. Where would a thief go? Well, they would go into the hairdresser store first, of course. So I walked into the hairdresser. I got my wife's number pulled up. And I walked in and I hit the button and I looked around. Nothing happened. And the woman behind the counter was like, can I help you? And I was like, no, thanks, I'm helping myself. And I dialed the number again. Nothing. I sniffed at all the bags. I looked around. Nothing. So, they must be in the eyeglass store. I went into the eyeglass store. Same thing. No phone. Thieves don't see the dentist. So I just walked around the parking lot. I figured they must have left the car and I was thinking, how am I going to smash a window when my phone rings in one of these cars? I was feeling it. Oh, I was excited. And I walked around the parking lot. Well, finally, no phone, and then my wife instant messages me, it's on the move. Well, I looked. There was a ratty-looking car pulling out right there. It must have been them, so I hopped in my car, and Route 9 in Hadley, if you've ever been on it. I waited and waited, and the ratty-looking car is getting further and further away, and finally I couldn't stand it anymore, and I just hit the gas and just cut somebody off. There is nothing in the world like a little bit of self-righteousness and a mission to turn a white guy into a pure asshole. They were honking their horns and flipping me off. I was like, oh, I'm on a mission. And I zoomed after my car, cutting people off. The car, the phone stopped at the Walmart parking lot and then went into the Walmart. So I was right behind him, and I ran into Walmart holding my phone above my head like the sword of truth. I don't know why I did that, because phones work just as well down here. But I ran around that store sniffing at bags, checking out pockets, listening carefully. I knew the ringer was on. She had left it on. Nothing. I searched and searched and searched. Security started following me around. They were like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm doing it. And I kept going. No, nothing. Finally, another message. It's on the move again. And I zoomed to my car, and some other ratty-looking car. Thieves must have ratty-looking cars, right? And I followed them, and the phone was headed north. And I was speeding. Oh man, if I had caught this person, I was like excited, you know? I was like back in the old days. So I zoomed and zoomed and zoomed. I got back to Montague. I must have been right on their heels, so I thought. And I got back to Montague, where we live, and the police called me. And they said, oh, we have your phone. Someone just dropped it off. Uh, I was like, oh, geez, that's so nice. I was disappointed a little, I have to admit. But also, it was very nice, and I was like, geez, can I, get the person's name? I'd like to send them a reward or a thank you note or something. That was so nice of them. The officer explained that the woman had picked it up and was on her way to the dentist. And it was raining, so she took the phone with her to keep it safe, and then stopped for errands, and then went back home. And no, she wanted to remain anonymous. She just did a good deed. So I still don't know who took my phone. But I'm really, really glad I never caught him. Thanks.